would have helped you meet the real people of this world to make you a better journo in 6 months' time.
What are you talking about, Henry?
I'm talking about Scott coming into the gardening business with me.
Pleasure. Oh, he's so sincere. Are you into disguises? Do you do the cap, the shades, the wig?
No, I mean, I'm sort of not, I'm more of sort of a glasses and a hat type of person, really.
I recognise you in glasses anyway, I have to say.
Well, that's the thing, and most people, you know, will instantly recognise you anyway. I mean, sort of certain characteristics, I suppose, you know, your face, you can't really sort of change your face unless you're Michael Jackson or something.
So how much of the normal life have you tried? I mean, do you consciously sort of say, well, I'm still going to go shopping?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think that's probably the one thing I've always fought against, these conventions in the music business of getting a limousine somewhere or getting a car to pick you up. I really try and, I think, to draw and to create, you need to draw from the experience that everybody as a people experiences, as opposed to just an individual pop star existence.
How did it all start? How did you get into television?
Well, my first job actually came when I was 13. My father obviously is an actor. My mother was a children's TV presenter in Australia.
As good as me?
Yeah, as good. But she worked with a puppet, actually, called Samson the Lion. And Samson, this was at the ABC, which I guess is equivalent to the BBC.
So you stayed in Neighbours till '89?
Till, yeah, I think it was 85 was my last year of school, yeah.
About 89.
About 89.
But you've been in and out in between.
Yeah.
You released your first record in '88.
Yeah, that's correct.
I met a girl on the school tour. Well, to cut a long story short, I took her to the dance. Later we went outside and some of the other boys followed us out. I was trying to get them to go away, to leave us alone, when the girl saw her father coming. Suddenly it all turned ugly.
He said you were fooling around with his daughter.
How did you know?
Happened to one of the boys at the home.
Well, he threatened me with the police, so I decided to take off.
Especially for you.
How did the record deal come?
Well, I was approached by a record company in Australia after Kylie's success in Australia. This was not before I Should Be So. This was before I Should Be So Lucky was successful in Britain. And they obviously saw that there was a market there for kids, obviously, and people were interested in buying the record. I sort of thought, well, this is probably not the right thing to do. It's that credibility of, do I become an actor or do I, you know, yeah, one of those type of situations. And I thought, no, you just got to go for these things a bit. And I'd been very interested in singing. I was in the choir when I was a young kid. Not that I was that dedicated to it or anything like that. But, and then I started taking singing lessons during Neighbours because I felt that I wanted to expand my acting anyway. And this record company said, well, there it is, do you want it? I said, give it a year or so, let me work on it. And I did. And then Kylie had the success in England with I Should Be So Lucky. And then the natural progression, I guess, for the record company in Australia was to find English producers and try the same thing. And they obviously thought, well, Stockwell and Warner the ones. And that's it.
Well, I was going to say, you landed with SAW. You've been with them ever since. Are there any plans, I mean, now that you're an actor again, you know, which comes first, the acting or the singing career?
Both. I don't even know why I thought about that, because usually I'm direct about the answer. Yeah. But yeah, I don't, I mean, Joseph to me is not what I want to do as a long-term career. I mean, I almost feel that I need to go back to the stage, which is a learning ground to go forward in a music career, I guess, in the music business, or as a serious actor. Both. The theatre is your sort of playground for that. But I've never really thought of making a decision between the two, only because both the public have accepted both, and if they don't, then I probably would have to make that decision.
That's it from TNT for today. I'll be back on Friday morning with more words from Jason. Hiya, we're back with more TNT. Today is Friday, August 23, and the Jason Donovan story continues.
I close my eyes, drew back the curtain.
Jason, it's brilliant, if I say so myself.
Thank you.
Are you enjoying it?
I am. My voice is enjoying it a lot, sometimes better than others. No, I really do. I found it a great experience. It's I couldn't have asked for a better reception. I mean, I think that's probably because I put a lot of time into the show, and I still am putting time into the show. 8 times a week, 2.5 hours each night.
Rather you than
and sometimes
me.
twice a week. But I think that sort of hard work has actually paid off, and it is a good show. It's been rejuvenated, if that's the word, to suit a more modern audience, which was an idea that I personally had when Andrew approached us last year about doing it. You know, it's not the 1960s, but then again, we are in some ways retro. We're going back on that time in our lives, and there's an element within Joseph that is very prestige. I mean, as much as I am the focal point of goodness and you know, he dreams, and you will fight, if you believe in something, you will fight through. There are elements in there that have almost got a twist to them, a funny comical twist.
You really do sort of go right down.
Yes, I do. My range has had to vary, I suppose, a little bit.
I mean, I was fascinated how low you went, Jason, I have to say. I sat there in F23, I was fascinated, I have to say. Very surprised. It's all right. No, so basically, how long will you be in it for? I mean, because you're playing to packed houses now, and tickets are sold out till when? October, November?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, basically, we're sort of virtually sold out right through to, I think you can get a few seats, but it's sort of going
to the right
quick.
people.
Yeah, it's going pretty, it's been a pretty, that's a lot of that, actually. But I mean, I'm amazed, you know, in terms of, they want me to go on. I'm still thinking about that. January is the time I've given, and I don't know, I'll look at it. It's tiring, it's demanding, and there are other things I'd like to do. At the same time, I really think that Joseph is as much a part of me as I'm part of it, and I feel that a bit.
A lot of people see you as this clean living, you know, mummy's boy. I don't know why you're laughing. I mean, do you ever get fed up with it? You know, because I mean, I haven't experienced this myself yet in life, Jason.
Well, I'm me.
Yeah.
What the media want to say about me or label me as the clean living boy is up to the media. I don't go home at night and go, isn't it nice to be sort of have my cocoa and milk and go to bed?
You do, don't you, really?
Totally, can't
you
even
do.
tell.
You're there with your hot chocolate.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's sort of things in my life that I do that I wouldn't tell the public about, and not because they're offensive things, but there was a look there.
Well, it was.
I'm quick.
I was just wondering, Jason, so what wouldn't you tell people about? Well, would you tell me?
But later.
Do you find it tedious sometimes, the press?
Yeah, definitely. I must admit, over the last 3 months, it's been probably
Well, I suppose it goes in swings and roundabouts. And at the moment, we're in a down patch, basically.
Yeah, well, there's sort of certain sections, shall we say, in the media.
Certain shape newspapers are worse than others.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
But on that note, I must say that there are a lot of people out there that work very strongly, not necessarily for you, but there are a lot of journalists and a lot of people, a lot of papers that I've come across that have been great.
Imagining you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together.
How much in control are you at the moment?
I think probably in the last year I've probably been in greater control. I think I've matured a lot in the last year, more so than, which is only natural, I think. Initially, with the work with Stockacre and Waterman, it was very much a learning process. And that's only because I was new to it myself. I had to rely on other people's decisions to get me through. Now I'm starting to formulate my own ideas and my own decisions. I think creatively I've done that for a while, probably beyond that year. I mean, particularly with visuals, because that's something I've always been interested in. But music, no. You know, I've kept a bit of a distance from that, which I think has worked to my advantage. Had I become too involved in it, I might have become too precious about it. And sometimes you need that objectivity about it to sort of stand back and go, well, no, I'm wrong, they're right.
I'd love to say wish you better success in the future, but you're going from strength to strength anyway. Well, look, thank you very much for coming on TNT, and I'll see you soon, no doubt.
Definitely, for sure. In the traps.
The what?
The traps around.
Oh, right.
You'll see me around.
Fine, sorry, what? The traps.
So, Andy, now, you've had a very successful career.
Well, well, yes.
Now, old Jace is into doing other people's jobs at the moment, so maybe he'll be here with Children's BBC this afternoon. Biker Grove News Round, Tricky Business.